Hello everyone, this is part 2 of our lesson. In the first lesson, we have dealt on the Governor Generals of India period between 1757 to 1856. In this video, we will be dealing with the Viceroys of India and their contribution. Also important event happened under their tenure in the period between 1858 to 1947. Okay, let's start the video. Remember one thing before starting the video, UPSC may ask you question on the chronology of these lords. Okay, remember it, chronology. This type of question can be also asked in your examinations. Also in this video you are going to have some important events which are very relevant to your examination, and you may have question on those topics. So be with us till the end. And Lord Canning is the first Viceroy of India. Remember this one. Lord Canning is the first Viceroy of India and last Governor General of India. Some important event under him: White Mutiny, okay, Indian Council Act 1861, very important for our constitutional development, Indian Penal Code 1860, which is still in running in the country, suppress Wahhabi movements. Okay, these are the important thing happened under Lord Canning, and he was the first Viceroy of India and last Governor General of India. Again I am repeating, Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India and last Governor General of India. Okay, so go ahead. The next one, this is Lord Elgin. One important event happened under his tenure, that is Wahhabi movement. Okay, nothing much happened under his tenure. His tenure was 1862 to 1863. Now Lord John Lawrence, tenure 1864 to 1869. Important event, Bhutan War 1865, and establishment of High Court at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras in 1865. So if I ask you, when did the High Court of Calcutta establish? The answer is 1865. But remember, when did the Supreme Court established in Calcutta? That is 1774, and the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court was Sir Elijah Mfe. Okay, now move on to the next one. This is Lord Mayo. His tenure was 1869 to 1872, and he was the first British president who was killed in office. Okay, Lord Mayo. And some important event happened under his. He established the Statistical Survey of India, also Agriculture and Commerce Department, State Railways, and Mayo College at Ajmer established under his tenure. Also a college of Rajkot and Kathiawar. Okay, these are the things happened under his tenure. Lord Northbrook, his tenure was 1872 to 1876. And the important event happened under him, the Kuka movement in Punjab. Okay, this is the important one. Read about it and make note. Read elaborately this one. Also other thing happened, visit Prince of Wales at 1875 and trial of Geiger of Bermuda. Okay, these are the thing happened under his tenure. Also now Lord Lytton, so many things happened under his tenure. We will see it. The first one is he appointed the Finance Commission. Remember, appointment of Finance Commission in 1878 happened under his tenure. Also, the Royal Title Act was passed, and assumption of Kaisari Hind of India by Queen Victoria had been done under his tenure. Vernacular Press Act, this is a very important one, was passed during his tenure. Arms Act of India also passed during his tenure, and Second Afghan War also took under his tenure. Now Lord Ripon, his tenure was 1880 to 1884. Okay, so some important events happened under his tenure. Very important, this one: First Factory Act and First Census. 1881, First Factory Act. And read about this act more elaborately, because there was question in UPSC preliminary examination from this act. Okay, so read it more elaborately. And also the other thing happened, continuation of financial decentralizations continued, and Hunter Commission was appointed on education Elbertwick controversy took place 1883. Read them elaborately, and we will also make video on this topic. So be with us, subscribe to our channel. And the other things, repeal of the Vernacular Press Act. This is very important one. He repealed the Vernacular Press Act, okay, and it was passed under the Lord Ripon's tenure. Okay, remember these things. Now then came Lord Dufferin. Okay, one most important thing happened under his tenure: establishment of INC. Here you can see 1885, and INC was established by Alan Octavian Hume. Okay, remember Alan Octavian Hume. And also other thing happened under Lord Dufferin. The third Burmese war took place under his tenure. Okay, and now Lord Lansdowne. After came Lord Lansdowne, and this is also again important. This is Second Factory Act and passed in 1891. Read it elaborately, because it has more potential to be appeared in preliminary examination of UPSC. So read it elaborately. Division of civil service into imperial and provincial and subordinate. Indian Council Act, another important one. Read it elaborately. Appointment of Durand Commission and its definition of Durand line between India and Afghanistan. Okay, these are the important thing happened under his tenure. Then came Lord Elgin II. His tenure was 1894 to 1899. One important things happened. This is actually very important in the history of India. Assassination of British by Chapekar brothers. Very important one. Okay, we will make video on it elaborately. Okay, and then come Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon's tenure was 1899 to 1905. And under his tenure some important event. This is the first one. You can see Raleigh Commission's Ancient Monuments Preservation Act 1904. Okay, establishment of Agriculture Research Institute at Pusha in Bihar. Partition of Bengal 1905. Very important. Establishment of Department of Commerce and Industry, and also the mission in Tibet. These are the things took place under his tenure. Then came Lord Minto. Lord Minto, anti-partition and Swadeshi movement took place under his tenure. Under Lord Minto's tenure, Surat session and split of Congress. The importance of Surat session in 1907. This is very important in the history of India. So remember this one. Also Parliamentary reforms took place under his tenure. This one, Parliamentary reforms took place in 1909, also known as Government of India Act, and establishment of Muslim League. This was happened in 1906. Okay, 1906. So these are the important thing under Lord Minto. And then came Lord Hardinge. His tenure was 1910 to 1916. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Let me tell you one thing. These topics are very important for the preliminary examinations, from where question can be asked. Okay, also in mains you have questions, so be careful while you are studying these topics. Okay, now come back to the video. Lord Hardinge too, his tenure was 1910 to 1916. Okay, and the annulment of partition of Bengal took place under his tenure. Transfer of imperial capital to Delhi, it was happened in 1912. Okay, the capital was transferred from Calcutta to Delhi. Okay, and death of Gopal Krishna Gokhale in 1915, some famous leader of that time. Foundation of Hindu Mahasabha took place in 1915. Also coronations of Darbar King George V in Delhi. So coronation of Darbar King George V in Delhi happened in 1911. Creation of Bengal Presidency also took place under his tenure. Now move ahead to the next one. This is Lord Chelmsford, who was appointed as Viceroy in 1916, and lasted till 1921. Some important thing happened. This one is very important. Return of Gandhiji. This is 1915. Return of Gandhiji. Sorry, 1915 to 17 around. Okay, return of Gandhiji from South Africa. Home rule leagues. Okay, also other thing, Lucknow session and reunion of Congress. We have seen that Congress was split in 1907 in Surat, and they were reunited in 1916 by the efforts of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lucknow Pact. Okay, August Declaration of Montagu by Montagu. Okay, so Lord Montagu was the secretary for the state at that time, and Chelmsford was the viceroy. Remember, and they introduced the Montagu-Chelmsford reform in India. Okay. Also, formation of Indian Rebel Federation by S.N. Banerjee took place at his time. Jallianwala Massacre took place 13 April 1999. This is a tragedy in the history. Also took place under his tenure. Khalifat movement took place under his tenure. Appointment of Sir S.P. Sinha as Lieutenant Governor of Bihar also happened under his tenure. Okay. Some other thing happened, and the Rowlatt Act also took place 1919. The Rowlatt Act and Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. Okay. Also Government of India Act 1919. I told you Montfort reforms, also known as Montfort reforms. Why it is known as Montfort reforms? Because Montagu was the Secretary for State of India and Chelmsford was the Viceroy of India, and they introduced this law. That is why it is known as Montfort reforms, and very important. This reforms is very important for our exam point of view. Okay. Also, death of Tilak happened during his tenure. So very important. These topics are, make note on it elaborately or follow our YouTube channel. We will give you detailed analysis on this particular topic. We will make video on it. And come to the video. Then came Lord Reading. Okay, his tenure was 1921 to 1926. Important event happened. Chauri Chora incident, 5th February 1922. Formation of Swaraj Party by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru in December 1922. Foundation of Rashtriya Swami Sevak Sangha by RSS. Okay, and repeal of Rowlatt Act, holding simultaneous election in India and England. Beginning of Indianization of office cadre in the army. Okay, this is the thing happened under his tenure. Then came Lord Irwin. His tenure was 1926 to 1931. Appointment of Simon Commission took place under his tenure, and Harcourt Butler Indian State Commission. This is Simon Commission came in India in 1927. Remember it. Nehru Report also. Nehru Report and its rejection by Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, etc. Nehru presented its report, and Deepavali Declaration. Lahore session in 1929 took place. Purno Swaraj Declaration also took place in Lahore session. Launching of civil disobedience movement at Dandi March by Gandhiji. First roundtable conference also took place at his time. Gandhi-Arvind Pact happened under his tenure. So these are very important. Again, I am telling you. So be more careful to reading it. Okay. So let's see the next one. Lord Willingdon. His tenure was 1931 to 1936. Second and third roundtable conference took place under his tenure. Communal effort by Ramses MacDonald also took place under his tenure. And the Pune Pact between Gandhi and Ambedkar also happened. Government of India Act was passed in 1935. Foundation of Socialist Party by Acharya Narendra Dev and Jayaprakash Narayan also happened under his tenure. Then came Lord Linlithgow. His tenure was 1936 to 43. And formation of Congress ministers Some important things: a resignation of Subhash Chandra Bose from the presidency of Congress happened under his time. Formation of Forward Bloc, this is in 1941. August Offer by Lithgow and its rejection by Congress. Deliverance Day of Muslim in 1939. Cripps Mission came in India in 1942, which is also known as August Offer. Quit India Movement, escape of Subhash Chandra Bose from India, with Winston Churchill elected PM of England. All of the important things happened under his tenure. Now let's see the next one. This is Lord Bovell. His tenure was 1943 to 47. The famous year formula by Chakrabarti Rajgopal Acharya was passed under his tenure. Bovell Plan and Shimla Conference took place under his tenure. INA trials took place under his tenure. And remember, there was question in UPSC preliminary examination on INA trials and naval mutiny. Also very important things. These are cabinet missions came in India under his tenure. These are the member of the cabinet missions: Lawrence, Cripps and Alexander. Formation of interim government and launching of direct action day. Announcement of end of British rule in India. These are the important things. This is very important one, happened under his tenure. Okay, remember. And then came Lord Mountbatten. Remember, he is the last British Viceroy of India. He was the last British Viceroy of India. Partition of India and independence took place. June 3rd plan was announced under his time. Introduction of Indian Independence Bill in the House of Commons. Also appointment of 2 boundary commission took place under his tenure. And last Viceroy of India and first Indian Viceroy named A.V. Agragna. He was C.R. Rajgopalachari. Okay, Chakrabarti Rajgopalachari. Remember his name, Rajgopalachari. Okay, he was the last Viceroy of India and first Viceroy of first Indian Viceroy. Remember his name. Okay, this is enough for today's video. We will make awesome courses for you and we will have elaborate discussion on this topic in the next video. So be with us and subscribe to our channel